Day 42, and today I thought perhaps we would explore working with the internal mechanics of Lok Hup, and then how, once you've incorporated that into the body, how bringing it into the body can also then be transferred over to the Tai Chi set, but then also how you move otherwise. So we're going to explore today. To get started, I wanted to do the saber because we spent a fair bit of time on that yesterday, and I thought it might be nice to just do the saber set. So for those people that know it, great. If you don't know it, just follow along seated with the arms. That's the best way to do it. And you can use a wooden spoon. Someone yesterday had suggested they're using the long tube from the wrapping paper. And anyway, whatever you can use, that's fantastic. It's going in your left hand. I'm just going to do seated for the first round. So, hey Charlotte, good to see you. I'm just going to warm up with the saber set seated and then dive in from there. So just waiting for everybody to come on. So if you've got your wrapping paper roll, come and join on. Okay, so here we go. So here's the bow. And to the right. This is going to come through, reaching out, sinking back, right hand, and out. It's going to go down the leg, roll that up. That's going to come through and around. This is going to come through and back. So we've got 3 of these. And again, I like to go forward on the one and then spiral back on the other. This is going to go over to the left and then come through. This is going to come out, sink. Okay, lifting up nice and tall, comes through the middle, wrist and hand meet, over, spiral, down to the hip, all the way around, pakwa, down to the hip. This is going to come back. Roll that up, drop in, comes down, and out. Over the top. So this is our warm-up for those people just coming on. Just doing the saber set. So you've got hold the flowers up to the right and strike left. Hold the flowers and right. So this would be a kick, two-handed chop. Here's the move that we worked on yesterday quite a bit. Up. This goes over, all the way through, rolls up, slices through, and push up. This is going to drop and come through. All the way around. Okay, now this would be a spiral if you're standing. We don't really have that seated. I don't know what the alternative is for that either. Okay. Around, out, and around, out. Down the leg. This is going to reach out further. Pushing into the feet, comes back, the bow on the end of that one. That's great. So we were just running a set while we were waiting for everybody to get here and to find me. All right, and so that's seated saber. You can stay seated if you like. Just going to see, I've got Jeanette, Yvonne McDonald, Madonna. Awesome, good to see you. So yesterday we spent a lot of time really going through the movements of the saber set. And so what I'm going to do is do the standing version. I did the seated, I'm going to do standing just to get the flow going, which is how we need everything to get started so we can start to make changes in the body. And in Lok Hup, we're going to be doing some diving in there, so just to give us a chance there. So let's, without the bow, just go to the right. Sink down, let the back open. Step pakwa with the left. That's going to go up and out. Let that sink back. Right hand's coming up. That's going to come back. Step to the corner and reach up. Left hand is going to come up. We're going to go down the leg. Roll that out. Roll it through. And then push up. Comes back through. And turn. In and back out. Then going forward. And this is going to come through, turning to the front. Sink, drop the spine, open the back. Lift, comes through. You're traveling over towards the right corner. Up and down. We have pakwa, turn to face to your left side. This is going to go up and around and out. Pakwa, sink, comes down. This is going to sink back and up, sink. Pakwa, down to your hip. Change hands. Heel kick your right. Hold the flowers up. Sink. Strike the tiger. Hold the flowers. Strike the tiger. And then you're going to step pakwa and open. Kick. Two-handed chop. This comes back up. Here's what we worked on last day. Over, all the way around to face the back, down to your hip. Let that come through. Step into the corner. And then sink. That rises. Sink. 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 All the way around. Now this is where you spin, turning, you're into your right foot, turn the left toe, turn the right toe, turn and then spiral into your knee, push back, sink. This is going to come around, out, and out. Turn, it's going to go down the leg, take a step further. This is going to go back, two-handed chop, turn, turn, and then let that go. Okay, I did about the beginning and the end of the last set. Let's just put one on just for gratitude and the fact that we are standing. Just gives you a little bit of a different move. And then let that go. Okay, I'm hoping the flow is all there now. As we talked about this last, well, we talked about it quite a bit. Compassion, so coming from your heart and passing energy forward. I have some people who are definitely in need of energy for today, so I'm sending my energy forward. And again, we talked about 2 days ago, just being how when you're centered and you've brought your focus away from the outside stuff into the inside, and when it's focused, then you have the ability to share out. But if you are not centered, you will be giving away energy. And we build energy, we store it, and then we offer, but we don't want to have it go out and deplete ourselves. So what we're trying to do is make sure we're centered on that. So hopefully those 2 sets help. If you didn't know the set, might not feel that way. So let's do something that everybody would know, which is 17. So let's do a standing 17. You can do seated if you wish. And then we'll start into the Lok Hup moves. But this way everybody's really relaxed and I hope centered. So if we do the commencement at the beginning of the Tai Chi set, and I just want you to notice what things feel like as you do this part of the set. So being really aware of your body, opening the back, turn the right toe and slide into position. That's going to expand, hold the ball, step to the left with the left, into the right corner. Hold the ball, step with your right, and this goes fingertip and bow and arrow. Palm to palm, and open. 2 hands, comes back, whip to one side, comes all the way through, sink, and let that go. You're going to sink back into the right, turn. Heel goes out, sink. Foot, hand, and glide across. Plant the foot, reaches up, let that go, and then brush knee. Half a step, strum the paper, open, brush knee. Twist step, brush knee. Twist step, brush knee. Be out of space. Half a step, strum the paper, open the hands, brush knee left. Twist step, hold the flowers, step patois, in, out, wipe the sleeve, step with your left foot, punch. Sink back into the right. 2 hands are going to go forward. Let that come back around. Left toe, right heel, sink. Over to your left, plant the foot, coming up, and then let that go. Sink. Okay. Aside from running out of room, I'm hoping that you were able to just get into that set. Okay, so what we're going to do is dive into part 2 of Lok Hup. We have already actually played with several sections in part 2 across all these weeks. My focus is going to be, I'm going to start into part 2, which we did last week, and then I'm going to pick up some of the pieces maybe within there, and then hopefully add a few more pieces on, depending on how it goes. And the reason I'm doing this is to get you to the place of flow where the internal organs are being massaged, and for you to start to feel and be aware of that, and then how that transfers back to your Tai Chi, and how you can transform Tai Chi with that. Okay, so we would be, I'm just trying to think which is the easiest way. If I make you the front for right now, I would be, if I make you the front, I'll be this way. Okay, so I will be facing to the left. So if you're the front, I would be facing to the left. I would be putting my right foot into the back left corner and on the heel, and then spiraling on that foot, then I would be sinking down to travel back towards the right side. Okay, and this would be across in a toyu, step, cross with the toyu. Step pakwa with the left, and the right hand is going to go forward. Step pakwa, push the left hand forward. Step forward, this is going to go out. Sink back to wipe the sleeve. Palms go out. Sink back to the right. Comet chases the moon. The hands follow each other. You cross the hands over. Step your right foot to the back. Left foot to the back. Turn the palms up. And then you're going to rise up. Sink down. Push the foot back. I don't know if I'm in the right spot. Slide down, over, cross. I'm not sure I'm in the right spot. I might have turned myself around. Okay, trying to give all my directions. Can we try it again? Okay, which is fine because I'm sure everybody could use this part. This is such a beautiful part. So you turn your right toe, sink and drop, step with the left foot. This is going to expand across. Step. This is going to expand across. Pakwa. Right. Left. Punch. Sink. Brow. Comet chases the moon. Step. Yep, it was right. Up. Sink. Push out. Turn. And this would be a snake on the right. Goes across over to the right side. Step into the left back corner. Step on the heel with your right foot. Hand comes behind you. And that's going to lift up the left leg. And then we do raccoon, jumps for the butterfly. She'll take me off the screen. Okay, I was in the right place. This gets turned around. One of the things too with Lok Hup, you teach Tai Chi for so long and you've broken down all the pieces of Tai Chi so many times. Lok Hup, not so much. So sometimes you just do that one movement and it reminds you of a Tai Chi set and all of a sudden am I in the right place and oriented correctly. Okay, that's my faux pas there. Okay, so I'm going to come around and repeat that section again, just in case you have not done this before, and then you'll have it. So you're going to step on the left foot, right heel goes out, sink down on the right, drop the tailbone, and then step into the corner, and this is going to come across. Then step with your right, this will come across. Step pakwa with the left. This is going to be an expansion. With the right hand, step pakwa. This is an expansion with the left. Step straight. This goes forward. Wipes to come back. Right hand is to the brow. Sinks back. Cross the right hand over the left. Step to the back. Feet go parallel. Rise up on the toes. Sink. Push out. Your weight still in the left. Sink into the right so you can turn your left side. And then slide down into the snake. Over to the right. Step into the corner. Step with your heel on your right foot. Drop. Step. Backwards. Step. Step. Backwards. Step. Step. Okay. So let's start to play with what can you notice on the internal organs. Okay, so where's the movement? When you start into this set, and the very first moves, especially here, you have this tug that comes across, and then you go across the other way. And that's setting up for which way those planes of the fascia are going to move. And then when you come this way, it's a front-back movement. So you have a zigzag and then a front-back. And that starts everything to get it moving. Okay, so let's play with that. So you came out of your right foot comes around and sink down onto that right foot, drop and open the spine, because you need that first. So for those people who've just learned a little bit of Tai Chi, the key piece is learning how to sink down into the movement so your hip comes back and you have a chance to open the back, step, and then this piece here, as you go to come through, and I know you can't see with my legs where they are, so I'm going to turn this way. See if maybe this helps. I'm going to drop down on my right leg again, step with my left foot. So this would be the same pattern. I just turned so you can see. You'd be pushing out of the right, comes through, step, comes out of the left, and comes through. So the action that you have there is going right from the back foot. We talked about spirals before, and the spiral comes, it's turning in off of the right foot, turns out into the left foot, and it goes right from your back heel and comes right through your body. So this is out of the right, into the left, out of the left, into the right. Okay, so now that's a really big move. And if you are used to doing most things straightforward, a lot of people choose walking, which is great exercise, but it's not whole body movement. So this gets the communication coming diagonally across, which is really helpful. Then if you went for a walk, that'd be awesome. If you did a Lok Hup set first and went for a walk, you would have engaged all kinds of things while you're walking. Be a lot different information that would be shared, particularly lungs, for breathing and circulation, how the blood flow is, and then how the lymph is able to take that fluid in the system and pull the toxins out. That would make a big difference on your walk. So I'm just going to plant that seed now that we're working on this. Okay, so you had those two moves. The next move I'm going to do facing towards you, so you can see it. I'm on my right foot, because I just finished here. On my right foot, and I step pekwa with the left, which means that I'm turned out. And I'm going to push off of my back leg, and it's like a toyu, because I'm going to push from the back leg to the front leg, except instead of having a straight front leg, it's actually turned out. The action that comes through the body is from the tailbone, comes up the spine, out the top of the head, but then there's this push that comes through. So as your right arm is extending forward, you can feel right into the back, and actually where the muscles attach to the hip back here, you can feel that, just that little bit of movement that's coming in there that you normally wouldn't feel, unless you're in the garden maybe, or doing some cleaning. Okay, so then if you step pekwa with the right foot, the same thing's going to happen, only this time it's the left side that's going to expand. And then you step straight with your left foot the next time, which is when you make the fist, and it comes through. Okay, so now your palms are facing towards you while you do that. And we talked about all the different positions that your hands go. When your hand is in the field, so it's out in front of you, off of your body, when your palm is facing towards you, you are energizing the system. If you were doing this, you would be receiving and sending information, but here, you're putting it right in the field, and you're influencing what's happening. So what that means is, when this is coming through, and then this is coming through, you are playing with what's happening around the outside of your body. You're playing what's happening on the inside too, because you can certainly feel that from the lower back, L5, right across in here. You can feel that just pulling and tugging and then coming out. Okay, so let's try that again. I'll face you, so hopefully that helps. Into the right, drop the tailbone, step with the left, and this is going to come around. And you're going to sink right down into that left side. step, sink down into the right side. Step pakwa, and this is going to come forward. Push out. Step pakwa, this is going to come forward. Push out. Step straight forward with the left, and this is going to come out. Then you can sink back, and the hands open. There's a wiping of the sleeve there, and then right here, the palms change position, so you have to the brow and out, and then it sinks back. One hand chases the other hand, and then it steps across. So the right hand crosses the left, and then you turn to face the side, for where I am at the moment. Okay, right out for you'd be able to see. Okay, one more time, and just really pay attention to how it's pulling on the zigzag coming through here. So you came around, sink, drop the tailbone, step across, and come through. Step into the corner, come through. Step pakwa, come through. Step pakwa, come through. Step straight with the left, and this is going to go out. Push back from the left, sink. Push all the way through, sink into that left, sink back, hands come down, and now you've got those palms towards the floor, so you know that changes how your hip works, and then you turn your hands, they pass each other, and you can feel the heat of the hand as it passes over, turn the palms up. And here, we worked the last time, we were working on how the heel of the hand pushes forward, and it helps you to just rise up on those ankles and sink down. Okay, so let's do that last little part, but I'll back myself up. So, here, okay. So, comet chases the moon. So you're coming back into the right side. Right hand is going to cross over the left. Right foot turns. Left foot turns. Hands pass each other just because you need to line everything up. Palms turn. There's a sink there, and then there's a rise there. There's a sink there, and out. Okay. First movement, zigzag. Second movement, forward, back with a little bit of zigzag. Then you have this crossover, and everything lines up. But as it lines up, and you just take your hands, sorry, you probably can't see, take your hands to turn to go to here. You know that palms here, your hip is one position. You go to turn it over, you're opening the hip in a completely different position. So you're doing this inside, which is changing a lot in the lower abdomen for building energy, but also large intestine, small intestine. Okay, so this is turning over, expand, 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 and then this has a sink into it, which brings you into a figure eight, which goes out through the feet, up through the hands, sink, that's going to come back down through the body, and finishes out. So there's this definite snaky bit that happens. So again, I was talking about zigzag, front, back, and you have this. All of them make figure eights. We were focused more on what you could feel when we were doing them. Okay, so let's do that last little part again. So you are here. So to the brow, and right hand is forward, left foot is forward. Sink back into the right hip, drop down into that, just feel that let go, push, feel the power that comes out of that right foot, pushing off your right toe, step, step, hands pass each other, sink and drop, and then this is going to climb up and out. This goes up, sinks down, don't know if you could see that. I just wanted to point out, I don't know which way is the best way to do this. When you go up, your ankles are staying together. When you go up, you should not be going apart. If it happens that way, your weight is going to the outside of the foot to the pinky toe, and you know about the 9 points of the feet, so you know that all the toes should be connected to the floor. When you rise up, they should stay connected to the floor, so feel them. And the second part is, if the big ball and the little ball have the same amount of weight, there's no reason for you to roll your ankle in any direction. And this is a very powerful move. It has a contraction that goes up into the calf muscles and soleus, and that is triple warmer. So you are instigating some very powerful movement there, but you're also pushing on the ball of the foot at the same time, which is kidney meridian. So you've got a lot of power coming through that move, and you don't want it to go out because you will not get the power out of that. You will have shifted where everything goes. So you're going to keep the ankles together and then lower, sink, and then put back. Okay, I hope that helps. So let's do that whole thing coming around. I'm going to turn sideways. I hope that helps. So you come around with the heel, sink down into your right leg, step with the left foot, and this is going to spiral across. Step with the right foot, spiral across. Step pacquois with the left. Here's where the palm is now facing the body. So this is actually out in the field. We've got an expansion happening there. Then this comes through. Straight with your left leg. Sink back. This goes out. Sink back. Cross the right over the left. Step your feet together. Rise up. Ankles are straight. Toes are connected to the floor just in case they decided they wanted to lift off. And then step back. A lot of people who have balance challenges will rise up on the ball of the foot. And when they do, their toes will actually lift up off the floor. So they're actually balancing on the ball of the foot, and the toes are not connected. And that is not helpful at all for balance, stability, centering, gravity, the grounding. All of those reflexes are not helped with that motion. So you just want to make sure, put the toes right into the floor and feel them connect to the floor as you push off. So we've got that. Okay, so we have stepped back, and now let's play a little bit with this move. So it was step back with your right foot, and the weight stays in the left. But now you're going to shift it. So it starts to move back into the right foot. You can feel down the back of the leg, turn the left foot, and which would be the whole leg in, which is changing inside the hip. Now the left hand is up to the ceiling, the right hand is up to the ceiling, and you're going to slide down into a one-legged snake, plant the foot, go over from the left foot to the right, comes up. So now your left hand is to the floor, your right hand is to the ceiling, and then you're going to drop into the right leg, step with your left foot towards the left corner, heel's going to go out to the corner again, and your hand is going to come around behind. We'll stop there. Okay, that little situation, I'll face you for this one. Your left hand goes to the top, your right hand is turning out, it's a snake. I like to just slide my toe along the floor. Wherever my power is in the leg I'm standing on, that's as far as I can go. So for today, if I start to sink, my left leg says that's it, that's where I stop. Drop the right foot, and then you're going to go down into that danyu. Weight goes across, plant the foot, and up. And now you've lined it up. So you started here. It ends up going here. They come around. Both palms are out. And then it comes and crosses. So again, you know, this in Tai Chi is white stork spreads wings. It's also known as separating heaven and earth, which is connecting those 2 points, the ground and the universe. And with that, you also know that your palms are out. So you are the outer edge of where your field is. So you're just expanding, expanding, expanding that, and then drop the tailbone, and it just rolls into the next part. It's really quite beautiful. Okay, so the sun is shining in here. The foods are sizzling away, and it is warming up. So I'm just gonna pull this off. We can do the next part. Okay, so we've done the snake, we've come around. Raccoon chases the butterfly is the next part. I don't want to spend too much time there because that's not really where I want to talk about the internal mechanics so much. And we did work on just that move one day, so I'm just going to leave that. But what I'm going to do is we would have gone down into the snake, come up. We would have gone into the left back corner, turn around, so you'd be facing your right side. Your right hand is coming up behind you, and it's a sink. And then you step pakwa, step pakwa, straight, pakwa, pakwa, straight. Okay? And I'm not going to really review that because I want to go into the next part. So the next part, the weight shifts into the right foot so that your lower back can open. Left toe turns to face the back. Right heel turns so you can lean to the back. And then it's adonyu. So you start to go down, everything open, and you're going to turn while you're down there to your right. We don't normally do that position. So you're going to have the hip opened, the back open, and a spiral. That's more turn than you'll have in a lot of other moves, unless maybe you're seated. So it's a pretty cool move to have. Okay, so let's do that again. So you have, so left toe turns to face the back, right heel turns around to face the front, so your feet are parallel. Sink down into the danyu, and then spiral to your right. Then it's going to be step back into the left, pakwa with the right, so you're still down low, step pakwa, step straight, roll the hands, step straight. Okay. I don't know if you heard that great big crack in my ankle, but obviously it was not in the right place, and I found it. It's a beautiful move. Okay, so coming from the back, hopefully I know you can't really see my feet, but they'll come into the view here. So sink down, open the back, drop the tailbone, turn to your right, step pakwa with the left, or I guess pigeon-toed would be a better way to say it. Step pakwa, pakwa, straight, roll the hands, step pakwa, and then your right hand comes back to your hip as you step straight, and you're just trailing straight forward. Hopefully you could see that okay. Okay, I know you're trying to see and do, so let's do it again. Hopefully my description will be enough for you. Okay, so you have sink, open, turn to the right, sink back, pakwa, pakwa, straight. So you worked your way up. Roll the hands so the fingertips face each other. There's that beautiful bowl. Hand comes through and out. Okay. So it's the first time I really played a lot with that move. What I have noticed is if I really take the time to sink down into the danyu, let the hip come back, really placing it beautifully, and then raise the awareness into that spiral. There's a lot of tissue changing going on right from my feet all the way through up into the abdomen, which is really quite cool. So let's try it again. Just see if you can focus into all those moves and see if you can let them flow. Okay, so you've got sink, drop, open the spine, turn to the right, step with the left, tackle with the right, tack with the left, straight with the right, tackle with the left, to the hip. Okay, and let's finish off today with the next little part because I absolutely adore this. Comes around and you step hakwa. So it's turned out, and then you step straight with your right foot, and this goes up to the brow. So again, you've done this opening in the hip, coming through those movements. That last bit, you're down, and then you have to open that hip again. So you're really changing the dynamics within there. And then up to the brow again, and you know we've talked about that, hand being out in the field and coming at you. Okay, so let's go from down. Try it from over here. So sink, turn, step. So this goes around, around, straight, roll, comes back to the hip, step and cross. So that's pakwa with your left foot, and you are on your right foot. So you're going to shift your weight into the left, pushing off of the right. Step straight, which is a toyu, and this is going to go out. Okay. And then the last little piece for today, this beautiful thing. So now you know that the hands, when you're here, your hips are one way. When you go like this, back, if everything's released and let go, the back completely opens and drops by changing your palm. What you've got here is one way, one the other, and they're going to change places in the middle. So this is allowing your hips to have a conversation where they're changing with each other. Okay. All right, so with that, let's do the last little piece. So you would have finished like this. I'm just going to turn to face you though, so it's a little bit more helpful when you hands. So you're stepping with your right foot. This is out, and then this is the left hand coming out. Okay, you're going to step your feet together, and the weight goes into the left. Left hand drops. The weight shifts over to the left, down in the left, and then out. And that's a toyu moving backwards. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see it that way. Let me see if I turn here. Okay, so you just finished here. Okay, so the right hand, left hand's out. Okay, so this goes down in the right. Plant the left foot. They change places. You have a change in the hip. This changes places. Right hand is up. Right foot has released. Now you can step it back, push out. Okay, so one more time for that. So if you're facing whatever the back is, this way, weight is into the right. You let go of the left. Right foot pushes off. Left foot sinks. And then this goes out. Okay. All right. That gives you a fair bit in Lok Hup and dynamically moving things around. Let's take one movement back into the Tai Chi set and see if you notice a difference now. So let's do grass bird's tail. Let's do that one. And just see if you notice the difference in the movements. So if you go hold the ball, step to the left and reach out. Hold the ball, step with the right, and this is going to go, let's put it into the palm today. Calming the mind. Sinks back. Palm to palm. Open. Two hands. Sinks back. And then this would come around. Whip to one side. Drop down into that right leg. And reach out. And I hope you noticed change in the dynamics of the drop down into that leg. You might notice there's a little bit more movement happening in the lower back. Hopefully that's all there for you. Okay, that's Lok Hup for today and Tai Chi overall. And thank you so much for being here and still sharing with me. It makes a difference to my day because I know I'm doing Tai Chi every day and I don't skip because I get to meet with you. And one of the things about Tai Chi is community is really, really important because together we cultivate so much more, but together it also makes us do Tai Chi a lot more. It would be so much easier by ourselves to just do a few minutes and then walk away. And this allows us the time to really focus in and block the time for ourselves. So I hope you're feeling centered. Hope you were able to share some energy out. And I wish you a good rest of your Sunday. So be well. Take care. Thanks for being here.